All right, going into round 8, Xander with the Mew deck, but it has Aerodactyl and Manaphy, Nathaniel Dow with Lugia. So the Manaphy won't be a big factor in this matchup, but the Aerodactyl is definitely going to be potentially relevant. It depends if Xander goes like first in game. Like it depends in the games that Xander goes first. So I don't know who's going first in this series or not. Skip ahead a little bit. It looks like Xander is going first, and I believe Xander does play a heavy ball. So gonna be looking for that Aerodactyl off the rip here. There's a Tails on the Cramomatic, and then we see the Battle VIP pass, and we'll see that the Aerodactyl is prized here. I don't even know if you'd go for the Aerodactyl off the rip like this, though. Maybe you would, because Xander does have a Judge in the hand. Yeah, Xander does have a Judge in the hand. So you could go Judge next turn after getting Aerodactyl V down. But is going first, so that's going to be like an advantage no matter what. Xander's going to have an advantage no matter what. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so yeah, so it's probably going to grab a Mew Genesect and going for like Gust turn 2 to KO a Lugia V. We'll see though. Gets Genesect, gets Mew. Taking another pass through. The heavy ball is in the deck, so if Xander can find the heavy ball, Xander could still pull off the turn 2 Aerodactyl play. All right, well, I think that's it. Lock it up. Yo, appreciate that tier 1 sub there. I have no idea how to pronounce your name, but I appreciate the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Rat Pack, where all the boxes, we've got plenty of socks. So just attach and pass. Not going to burn a single tablet. Not going to try and draw any other cards that way. Attach pass has the Judge for next turn. And can look for... Oh, wait. That's actually a weird choice there from Xander, to be honest. It's not too weird. Xander doesn't play cross switchers. So Xander can't, like, actually KO this Lugia on this next turn. Or is unlikely to be able to. Unless Xander goes for it. Let's say it goes for it on this next turn and goes like tablet and tries to dig for it. We'll see though. Xander might just like settle for knockout on the Dunsparce. Might have to settle for knockout on the Dunsparce. Yeah, because Xander doesn't play cross switchers. Yeah, Judge. Well, there's a boss in hand actually. So maybe you. I guess if you play 1 tablet, you can't draw any cards. If you play 2 tablets, you need to find another tablet next turn. So Xander might still go for the Gust on Lugia. If there's only 1 Lugia V on the bench. If there's 2. You maybe just don't go for it as Xander. Yo, appreciate the 29 months there, Jake. Caps out the Lugia from Nathaniel. Xander also doesn't play Choice Belt, so like that'd be like another reason to not do that. And then I think it's probably going to end up playing Marnie here. Has Evolution Incense, has Pumpkaboo, has a Speed Lightning. None of that really does anything, so yeah, just going to go with the Marnie. And hopefully it's going to hope to draw to... another Lugia. So Nathaniel doesn't know the build that Xander is playing. So Nathaniel probably assumes that there is cross switchers in the build here for Xander. Oh, I don't know about that pass. All right, so the reason that Nathaniel passes here is Nathaniel's like, okay, I want to save this Ultra Ball to get a Archeops. So I want to Ultra Ball away 2 cards out of my hand to get Archeops, and then Quick Ball that Archeops away to get the next attacker. But that means you're not putting down 2 Lugia Vs up against a Mew deck. Now, getting Archeops in the discard pile is important, but it's also important to not just lose the game on turn 2 to Xander. So the reason Nathaniel doesn't play this, though, is because there's 2 Lugia V-Star in the hand. So what Nathaniel wants to do is draw the top deck, Ultra Ball away 1 V-Star, plus the top deck, Ultra Ball away those 2 things, get an Archeops, Quick Ball the Archeops, evolve to the V-Star, use Lumineon, get a supporter, go from there. This does mean that if Nathaniel wants to go that route, though, Nathaniel can't get a second Lugia V in play here, which means Nathaniel basically would lose to Xander if Xander goes Gust KO Lugia V, which the Mew deck is pretty good at. Like, Mew is pretty good at going turn 2 Gust knockout. And Xander's hand is okay for it. Has the Rotom Phone here. Going to check the top 5. There's an Ultra Ball, so we're probably taking that to try and thin out the hand a little bit more, because there's like a vacuum in the hand and something else. Get another Genesect. Has the boss, so it's already pretty close to actually getting the KO here, to be honest. So phone, card on top, plays the Power Tablet, plays the boss on the Lugia, and then Genesect for 1 here, which is an Ultra Ball. Play the Ultra Ball, get another Genesect. Actually, no, can't get another Genesect because Xander did prize 2 Genesect. So has to settle for a Mew V. I take that back. And then really is hoping to find the Heavy Ball, to be honest, because you really want that 3rd Genesect. I was thinking about getting the Mew VMAX, actually. Actually, maybe that is correct here, to be honest. Because, yeah, you can't get... Like, getting another Mew V would draw 1 more card, but the 1 more card you'd be looking for would be the Mew VMAX. So it makes sense, actually, to get the Mew VMAX over the Mew V. Drawing the extra card isn't worth not having one of your pieces. So Xander's going to be drawing 3 off this Genesect and hoping to draw into... can basically only draw into a switch card here. Or double turbo. 1, 2, 3. Got the escape rope. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to go back. Got the escape rope, so not great. Got a switch card. It's not the switch card we're looking for. We're looking to knock out the active. The escape rope is unfortunate. I wonder... I guess Xander could have held the boss. I don't know the escape rope versus switch count. Actually, it's very curious that Xander even plays escape rope in this build of Mew to begin with, to be honest. That's actually curious to me. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of escape rope in this build of Mew. It's good in the Meloetta build because you're getting like a turn 1 knockout. So your opponent's going to be sending something into the active that they want to like get KO'd. And then you can like bring up their bench one and knock it out with Meloetta. Yeah, the escape rope's an interesting choice in the list, but I mean, that's what Xander's playing. That's what they draw into. They could have held the boss and drawn 2 with Genesect first, I guess. That would have been a... Oh, no, Xander could have played it out like that because Xander drew with Genesect before... Played the boss and then drew with Genesect, so that doesn't even work. And there's an escape rope, and only gets the knockout here on the Dunsparce. Throws at the Lost City, which is interesting. I guess does kind of want to add to the deck, but Nathaniel's already played 1 Marnie, and you know that they need double Archeops in the discard pile. I don't know if Xander knows if Nathaniel doesn't play Collapse Stadium or not, so I actually don't like this Lost City from Xander here. Because, yeah, you just don't know... Actually, okay, there is actually a reason to get rid of it, actually. So, I don't know if Xander plays Echoing Horn. But Nathaniel, if Nathaniel only gets 1 Archeops in the discard pile, and then has the Dunsparce in the discard pile, Nathaniel could put the Dunsparce on the bench instead of 2 Archeops if they can only get 1 Archeops. So that way that Xander... it's harder for Xander to use Echoing Horn later in the game because they could fill up their bench with, like, that Dunsparce, Manaphy, Oranguru, Charizard, Yveltal, and then you can't get like a 2 Prizer on the bench for Xander. So I guess that would be a reason to do the Lost City right here. But of course, it would really hurt to get Collapse Stadiumed. And draws a prize card for Xander. Unfortunately, not a Genesect. They are Dactyl at this point, doesn't matter. But I'm sure Xander would have liked a Genesect there. So Ultra Ball top deck here for Nathaniel. Does not end up getting punished. Wait, actually, what? Whoa! Unless they have a 3rd Lugia VSTAR. That is a... Why would you... Okay, hang on. Let's see how this plays out for Nathaniel. I think Nathaniel just messed up there. I could be wrong, but now you have to play another Ultra Ball. Oh, okay. I guess it's not that bad. You just don't get to play the Quick Ball. But that's just, like, not... You should play the Quick Ball here. So definitely a mistake there from Nathaniel. I was like, okay, I think that... yeah, so, like, you could have had a Quick Ball alongside the Archeops in the hand instead of the Ultra Ball. You could play the Quick Ball, put a Charizard on your bench, put the Guru on your bench, put, you could put a lot of things on your bench. No Horn for Xander. So Xander doesn't play Horn. So I think it would have been better for Xander to not put the Lost City in play. Because you don't know if Nathaniel plays... I mean, Path to the Peak is also something Nathaniel could play. I don't know how familiar Xander is with Nathaniel's list. So that's just a mistake here from Nathaniel. Should have just had a Quick Ball in the hand instead of an Ultra Ball. Quick Ball away the Archeops, and either get something to thin out of the deck and put in the discard pile, or just put set up another Pokemon in play. Like I said, like the Charizard, the Yveltal are all great Pokemon to have in play in this situation. It's 7 and has the double Archeops. Goes with the Quick Ball, the Archeops now. Could have attached Aurora Energy, I guess, though, as well. But it's fine. Quick Ball's fine. Well, I don't think I like the Quick Ball, actually, unless you know what you're getting for sure. But Nathaniel almost seems like kind of uncertain as to what they want here. Did not get the Choice Belt, so they can't get the 1-hit KO on the Mew here. They needed the Choice Belt to get the 1-hit KO. So they're going to have to settle. They do play 3 Lugia V-Star, so I guess they could have thinned that out of the deck as well with the Ultra Ball and not evolve the active. Goes for the Yveltal. Once again, this could have already been in play, though, and then this Quick Ball could have got something else, or Nathaniel could have saved the Quick Ball had they just kept the Quick Ball in their last hand. Here comes the V-Star power. for double Archeops. If they had a double turbo in hand, actually, yeah, if they had a double turbo in hand, they could actually get the knockout with the Yveltal here. So they needed a choice belt or double turbo here from Nathaniel. Nathaniel was pretty close at getting the knockout, actually. Now it's a little bit awkward because you have this Aurora energy in hand, but you don't really want to discard. Actually, this is actually a really good example of like how you can kind of see how like these misplays are compounding for Nathaniel. Like if Nathaniel had quickballed and already had the Yveltal on the bench, then Nathaniel could have gone attach Aurora to Yveltal, discard Archeops, keep the quickball as a search option for later. But now there's like no great card to get rid of the Aurora. You could get rid of the Lugia V with the Aurora here, but then it becomes like a potential Echoing Horn target for Xander, which you don't want to give Xander an Echoing Horn target if you can avoid it. So you don't really want to put it in the discard pile. So if Nathaniel had actually just kept the quick ball, played the quick ball, had the Yveltal on the bench, could have gone Aurora to Yveltal, discard Archeops, VSTAR power, double Archeops, use the Archeops, put the energy on the Lugia, swing with Lugia. But yeah, you can kind of see how like the misplays can kind of compound as the game progresses. So let's see what actually Nathaniel goes to grab here. I don't know if Nathaniel plays the V-Guard energy. Okay, there is the V-Guard energy in the deck. Goes with double powerful. So you definitely want to see the V-Guard energy make its way to the active here because you don't want to get one hit KO'd. We'll see. Archeops number 2. And I assume we'll get the V-Guard energy here. Like V-Guard plus powerful, baby. Nope. Definitely want the V-Guard energy. I don't know. We could keep a powerful around. I would probably like to see some powerfuls kept around actually because you could like make it so an Archeops can KO a Genesect or something. So these seem fine. These seem fine to me. I don't have too strong of an opinion on these two energy attachments here, but definitely want the V-Guard. That's the only one you need for sure is you want the V-Guard energy. Anything else really doesn't matter. If you could attack with just the V-Guard energy, you'd probably do that. Actually, you want to set up like a few energy. All right, so it gives up the Lugia off the Aurora. That's probably fine. You don't really want to put the Lugia V in the discard pile. You don't want to put a Lugia V in the discard pile. Actually, I don't like the... I actually don't like the Lost City discard there from Nathaniel. I don't know. I guess it's you can go one way or the other, to be honest. So, Nathaniel discards that Lost City. But Lost City is actually... It's good for Nathaniel to utilize Lost City and Lost Zone Xander's Pokemon, because Xander probably plays Silene, which Xander does. Whereas Nathaniel plays no way to recover their Pokemon, so you don't care if your Pokemon go to the Lost Zone. The only argument you could make would be, well, if Xander plays Vacuum and I leave the Lost City in play, Xander now has a Vacuum target. So that's reasonable. But now Xander can put the other Lost City into play and get that out of their hand as well. So there's definitely an argument for removing it. I think I would have left the Lost City in play, though, to be honest. I guess there's an argument for removing it, though. All right. Drawing some cards for Xander. Still does not have another Genesect. Has the option here to use the Rotom Phone to try and dig for probably the Heavy Ball. And there it is. Okay, pretty good hit. Definitely want the Heavy Ball. Definitely want another Genesect in play. And then we'll probably go bench Mew, Genesect for a couple. Has played one Power Tablet, so was looking for the triple tablet knockout here. Is it triple? Oh, it might need to be quad. I think it's actually quad tablet knockout. I don't think we're going to see a quad tablet knockout here. Another 3. There's a Heavy Ball. Finally, third Genesect for Xander. Yeah, finally gets the third Genesect. Aerodactyl's there. Couldn't use it. Yeah, going to be interesting to actually see what Xander can pull off here. Doesn't have like a ton of options in hand. And even on like the field, there's not like a ton of options either. Probably going to quick ball the Mew here, keep the Ultra Ball. Or you could Ultra Ball the Mew and the quick ball to draw that extra card. The question is, what kind of play is Xander looking for? Probably wants to KO something. KO Yveltal is pretty good here, actually, to be honest. You'll appreciate the 613 sub there, Nerm. So I don't hate Ultra Ball away Mew. Goes with quick ball away Ultra Ball and keeps Mew, actually. This will keep around the... Excuse me. Keep it around the Mew means you can do like Psychic Leap plays later on in the game. They might be kind of hard to set up, but it keeps that around as an option. It lets you like Psychic Leap and keep around enough Mews to be able to keep attacking. Did not draw a way to attack this turn, though. So use... No, wait. Yeah, use Technoblast last turn, right? Wait, did Xander not use Technoblast? No, I think Xander did use Technoblast. So Xander can't knock out this turn. Has to run to a Mew and pass. Probably should attach Double Turbo to the other bench Mew. I don't see a reason not to. Did burn one tablet there. So one hit KOing the Lugia at this point is going to be super difficult. Actually, I think it's going to be impossible. I don't think it's possible for Xander to one hit KO the Lugia. It does have a Judge. Okay, so I think Xander got a little bit ahead of themselves here. So actually, Xander can still attack here. Xander can still, we have a judge still. I didn't see the judge. So Xander can still get a switch card and actually knock out this Lugia. Yeah, Xander can get a switch card here and actually still knock out this Lugia. So shouldn't have retreated the Mew yet, but it's like not a big deal because you're going to need the switch no matter what. Got a cram, got a switch. Okay, so don't even need to use a cram. Is not going to be able to one-hit KO, but can hit. And they could Psychic Leap back to the deck, maybe. Attack with a Mew VMAX, Psychic Leap back to the deck, take the knockout. And that's when you're going to want the... That's where you'll want the extra Mew V in play. So, Technoblast for 190, I guess. Because minus 20 plus the tablet gets negated by the V-Guard energy. Yeah, 190. So looking pretty good for Nathaniel here. Looking really good, actually. The hand not looking too good, but the board state is looking good. We could even see Nathaniel go with, like, Luminion into Pumpkaboo this turn, to be honest, and conserve the Lugia. I think that's what I want to see from Nathaniel here. Really make Xander work for these bigger knockouts. So I would like to see Nathaniel actually put the Luminion back in the deck. I don't know how many Luminion Nathaniel plays. Put the Luminion back into the deck. Wait, does that even knock out the active? I think it does, right? Yeah, it should knock out the active. Wait, math. Okay, yeah. So attack with Luminion here. Put it back in the deck. Or attack with Archaea. Nah, I like saving the energy. Yeah, attack with Luminion here. Shuffle it back to the deck. And yeah, that's kind of cool. Retreat the Lugia. Do you want to keep the V-Guard energy on it? I guess would be a question. Currently, the Lugia has... Okay, and it looks like Nathaniel sees the Luminion play. Yeah, throw a powerful on there. Why not? Could load up like one more Aurora on the Yveltal. I wouldn't hate that. Or put one more energy on the active to make the retreat a little bit easier. Not sure what the big debate is here for Nathaniel. You could attach Aurora and discard the Lugia. You are drawing 3 prize cards. So actually, I think I like that a little bit more. But then if you top deck powerful energy, you can't get 4 powerful energy on the Lugia. So that makes sense as well in that for that reason. So we might see like one more energy thrown on the active here to keep the V-Guard. So currently the Lugia has 190 HP, so it's got 90 HP left. So you want to basically make it so Xander can't Psychic Leap next turn for a knockout. If Xander can Psychic Leap for a knockout, then you can't win in 2 turns as Nathaniel. So that would not be great. I wonder what Xander would Psychic Leap here, though. You could try and Psychic Leap the Yveltal. That's like a little bit too... That's like a too... I don't like that many energy on the Yveltal, I don't think. Maybe it's not too many, though. And I think you want to bench the Pumpkaboo here so you can send up the Pumpkaboo. You got to bench something here. Bench the Pump... No, don't attach a Choice Belt. I don't like that. Well, maybe it doesn't actually matter, to be honest. Yeah, actually, Choice Belt's fine there. But no! Okay, now we got to send up an Archeops, which, to be honest, actually, setting up the Archeops isn't terrible. Yeah, I don't hate it. I think I would like benching Pumpkaboo, send up Pumpkaboo. But I guess you give them a good Psychic Leap target if you do that. So maybe this is actually better. No, this probably is better, right? Because now you send up the Archeops. It's not as good of a... As you send up the Pumpkaboo, it's a good Psychic Leap target. Xander would only draw 1 prize card and still needs 4 prize cards. So you're still in a good spot. I don't know. Losing an Archeops always never feels good, though. It never feels good to lose an Archeops. But I don't think it's going to happen here in this situation. Judge and Boss. I don't even know if I like the Boss grab there from... Or the Judge grab there from Xander. I maybe would have just gone with just the Boss. Because this turn of Xander, you definitely need a Boss. You definitely need to KO something off the bench. Yeah, it's probably correct for Nathaniel to send up Archeops over the Pumpkaboo. I don't know. I also don't like the Pumpkaboo, though. The Pumpkaboo, you just don't want in your hand anymore either, right? Like, you want that back in the discard pile. You want him. You just don't like him. Yeah, so I don't know if I like the Judge put back there from Xander. You have a Judge in hand. You have Roxanne still left in the deck. I don't think you're ever playing that other Judge from Xander, so you're just reducing your chances of seeing all your other cards by putting that Judge back in your deck. We do see the Boss fine there. Goes for the Yveltal. I like this play from Xander. We do need to Psychic Leap, though. Xander does need to Psychic Leap here. You can't leave this Mew in the active here. I mean, you could. You do have the Oricorio down. Oh, no, wait. Xander plays Big Charm, actually. You actually can leave this Mew in the active here from Xander because Oricorio plus Big Charm puts you out of range of the Lugia one-hit KO with Quad Powerful. So if Xander can find the Big Charm or Double Tablet, I guess. Xander could also find Double Tablet, and Double Tablet would lead to... a Psychic Leap knockout. But then if you Psychic Leap knockout, you only have 1 Mew on your bench. So then if Nathaniel has Gust KO on your lone Mew, you kind of lose. So I think Xander probably wants to find the Big Charm here. The Big Charm here is actually really, really good. You appreciate the raid there, James. All right, there we go. Going with the cram. Tails. No big charm yet. Genesect for 2. I can't do anything else. Got to be Genesect for 2. 1, 2. The big charm on the last hit. Okay. The rest of the hand is filled up with trash Pokemon. And there we go. Swing, Techno Blast. Oh, the big charm's doing work here, actually. The big charm's kind of cool. Actually, it's a pretty cool tech. I saw it in the deck from Xander at the tournament. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool for Reggie's. I didn't think about it for this matchup, though, but it actually works pretty clean against Lugia as well. Of course, you're not playing... Xander isn't playing Choice Belts, which is also a pretty good card. So there is the Archeops send up from Nathaniel. So realizes that they're not going to be able to one-hit KO this Mew. And then he's going to go for this 2-hit KO. Xander still needs 4 prize cards. I don't know how Xander's drawing 4 prize cards, to be honest. Eyeing up to Archeops. We could see... Actually, you know, an attack that would be... Well, an attack that's probably not possible, actually, anymore from Nathaniel. Because Nathaniel put a lot of energy on the Yveltal. Like I mentioned, I didn't like that many energy being put on the Yveltal from Nathaniel. But an attack with Raikou would be really good here from Nathaniel. Like, if Nathaniel could attack with Raikou, you know, you punch this Mew, you knock out the Oricorio off the bench. That would actually be a really good attack here from Nathaniel. But I don't think they're going to be able to do it. It looks like they're just going to hit really hard with Lugia, and this I don't like, because this opens up the Psychic Leap knockout. Also, I don't think I liked Nathaniel. I don't think I like it when Nathaniel discarded the... Well, yeah, I would have liked it if Nathaniel had put 1 more energy on the Lugia and kept the V-Guard energy on the Lugia. Because you really don't want this Lugia to be Psychic Leap knocked out, which is now possible on this next turn. And might be what Xander goes for. Xander might just have to go to another Mew and play Roxanne, though, for the knockout. But the Psychic Leap option, a Psychic Leap play is like an option here. Also, put the energy on the Archeops and then play the Bird Keeper. I don't know about that. Yeah, I think the Raikou here, I think, would be really good because it gets you down to 2 prize cards in Nathaniel, which means you're a Gust on a Genesect away from winning. So I think Raikou was a really good play here. I don't know if Nathaniel had enough Auroras left because I think they did overcommit too many energies to the Yveltal. I didn't like how many energy they put on the Yveltal there. I think that was too many. You didn't need that many to make sure you had a board state that could survive a 1 Archeops board state or something like that. So I wasn't a big fan of that. Quick ball coming down. Well, both Archeops are used, or is it just one? I think it's just one. There's a Guru grab. There's the Raikou. There's an Aurora in hand. Aurora. I think there was enough energy, to be honest, here from Nathaniel. Like I said, I think the Raikou play would have been really good here. I also think trying to keep the V-Guard would have been good. Yeah, so I'm going to be interested to see what Xander does on this next turn. Actually, did Xander even need... Like, just curious for math reasons. It was maybe correct for Xander to bench the Oricorio, but... Lugia. So Lugia actually with 4 powerful and a Choice Belt doesn't KO a big charmed Mew. That's interesting. So you don't even need the Oricorio. Cool. It's actually a pretty cool play. Whoa. Oh, I thought they were retreating. They're just like cleaning up their board state a little bit. All right, swing. They're not quite doing the KO. They're only hitting for, I don't know, how much are they hitting for? 310. Yeah, 310. So if they find a vacuum, if they play a vacuum, they will be able to vacuum it off later and actually get the knockout as well. So that is something that could come up. All right, so we got the Roxanne here for Xander. Gonna play it. And then, like I said, Psychic Leap is an option here for Xander. If Xander has a switch card, because you need to switch this Mew in and out. So Xander can find a switch plus a tablet. We could see a Psychic Leap. I like the Psychic... No, you need 2 tablets for the Psychic Leap play. I like the idea of the Psychic Leap play, but it might not be realistic. Yeah, it might just not be realistic. Although it's looking more realistic with how that draw went. But we could just see Xander retreating and attacking with... Okay. 0 tails on the Crams. Or 0 heads on the Crams. 0 tails on the Crams. 0 heads on the Crams. 1 tablet. Retreat... switch card. So it looks like the Psychic Leap play is going to be done here for Xander. No. Okay, there's a quick ball. Needs 1 more tablet. I believe there's 1 tablet left in the deck. Plenty of double turbos. So the Psychic Leap is possible here. And then I assume Xander would ship up the Oricorio. Maybe you send up a Genesect. But yeah, we're basically not... Oh boy. The whiff again from Xander. Does Xander have one Genesect left though? Xander might have one Genesect left here. Oh wait, we have the VSTAR power. We're chilling here. Okay. So goes ahead and grabs the whatever that card is. Tablet with the VSTAR power. Force Steel Stone. And we got the Psychic Leap KO now. This will leave Xander with one Mew in play, but Nathaniel doesn't have anything in play to actually KO the Mew. So we could actually see Xander send up the Mew V. You probably don't do that. You probably send up Oricorio. I think Xander's probably going to count energy here to check what the knockout possibilities here are for Nathaniel. But yeah, send up Oricorio. That was the likely target to be sent up. Nothing in the hand for Nathaniel. It does have the top deck plus Guru to work with. I think there's actually a lot of things to talk about here for Nathaniel with how this game went. Does Nathaniel play Charizard is also a question I have, to be honest. Top deck's the research, pretty good, but 2 energy in hand is not very good. But we could just see the double turbo attach. We could see like Primate Wisdom, the Aurora, attach double turbo active, and then Archeops will be able to take the knockout on the active. And I think that's all you want to do here. And then you need to find your Charizard. So Primate Wisdom. Get rid of the double turbo. I don't like that. Don't we want to attach that? I think we want to save the Aurora for later. Am I missing something? Archeops would still take the KO here, right? Oh no, Archeops wouldn't with a double turbo. I'm actually tripping. Then we should have maybe seen one of the Archeops get used to shuffle the deck, actually. I feel, yeah, Nathaniel's just running out of energy here. Yeah, Nathaniel's just running out of energy here. So I think Nathaniel definitely should have used a Primal Turbo before. I think Zard was prized. Okay, if that definitely makes sense. If it is prized, yeah, we should have seen Primal Turbo before the research to shuffle the deck because you know you need 1 energy for the Archeops anyways. Oh no! Oh my gosh! All right. Well, and this is coming back to punish Nathaniel. But how would Nathaniel win anyways? I don't even know how Nathaniel would win. I feel like Nathaniel like doesn't have a win condition here. They've basically ran out of energy. Like I said, they overcommitted energy to their Yveltal. You only need like enough where you'll be able to get it set up with 1 Archeops. So they overcommitted energy to their Yveltal. They didn't use the Archeops before, so now their Aurora energy that could have been on the Archeops is in hand. But even if it was on the Archeops, how do they win? And it's just a pass over to Xander. Okay, so Xander definitely wants to try and be decently aggressive here. You want to go for the KO on the Archeops. You need 2 prize cards as Xander. You have plenty of energy left, I believe, and you have a Silene left. So all you basically have to do here is you don't even have to take a KO this turn. You just want to take a KO this turn. So ideally, you like retreat and attack. There's a boss off the rip on the Guru. Interesting. But maybe he needs to play through some of the hand here and pass. Okay, so Xander's hand is like locked up. He's holding on to the Mew VMAXs though. Does have a Silene in hand as well. I don't know. Are you that concerned with... I would love to know Nathaniel's energy count right now. I'd be very curious to know Nathaniel's energy count right now of what is left. Xander maybe knows there's a hiding an Aurora. So I think there is an Aurora prize here for Nathaniel. I think there's an Aurora and the Charizard prized. Xander's probably pretty reasonably playing around the Charizard KO to close out the game. Why not scoop here as Nathaniel? Because if Xander's hand is just dead and you can just win by swinging with Archeops 3 turns in a row, then why not? Although I don't like how slowly Nathaniel is playing this. Like, Nathaniel's like overly thinking through everything when you only have like 1 line. Like, these are the situations where you should just be playing as basically as fast as possible. Because you don't want to waste time on this, like, on a, I don't know. You want to make sure you still play optimally, but if you, it looks like you're in a bad spot as Nathaniel, so like you want more time for game 2. And this is why, like, you know, being aware of how much time is left in the round is so important. And this is something I've been like preaching to a lot of people I talk to, and specifically people I coach. Like wearing a watch, taking notes, like these are things you just should do. I used to go from something that like I kind of like did as a suggestion when I like talk to people I was coaching, but it's, you should do it. Like you just should. You should wear a watch. You should bring a notepad. Like it's not like a, oh, maybe I will today or maybe I won't, or it's like, I don't really feel like it. You should. You just do it. You bring a watch. You bring a notepad. It's like end of story. It's not a discussion. You don't think about it. You just do it. All right. Double Turbo onto the Guru. Has a Choice Belt in hand. Could also bench some of these Pokemon, to be honest, because Guru already has 2 retreat costs anyway. So if Guru's stuck, your Raikou's stuck. So you may as well just like bench the Raikou anyways. So that way, if you get Roxanne or judged again by Xander, that's just not in your hand. And even the choice spell coming down on the Archeops makes sense here, because I don't think you have another attacker here as Nathaniel. Yeah, bench the Raikou or Ultra Ball it away. Do something with it. It should not be in your hand, though. You could Ultra Ball away the Raikou and the Lugia V, to be honest. But I guess you have a Luminian left, so you could keep those. I don't hate keeping those for that reason. Boss is up a Genesect with the tablet, and looks like it's just going to go ahead and punch for some damage. If we're looking to stall here, though, as Nathaniel, you could have just left the Oricorio in the active. I think Xander still has a ton of energy left and the Silene left, so I don't know if Xander's ever getting decked out here. Has an energy in hand now, so could go with the Silene. If we get a heads here, you can go ahead and attach to... Nope. Okay. Well, plenty of cards left in the deck for Xander. So I think as Xander here, you want to test the waters as to what Nathaniel's plan is, and I would just pass, I think. I don't know. You could also attach to Mew V and pass, because the chance that your Mew V gets knocked out seems to be pretty low in this situation. But you could be like, okay, Nathaniel, if you're planning to deck me out, then you're not going to KO my Genesect, so I want to know if that's your plan, so I'm going to pass here. Or you could be like, attach, or then you could be like, and if they are going for knockouts and they knock out your Genesect, then you attack anyways, because Xander can't attack the turn anyways. It would only be like if you don't want to give Nathaniel more time, because then you are giving Nathaniel +1 turn to play the game. But Nathaniel kind of already showed you, based on their last turn, that they don't really have anything going on, or like any kind of win condition, it feels like. So I kind of like Xander just passing here and being like, okay, what's your game plan? And then Nathaniel basically would tell you their game plan on the next turn. The double Silent Tails was pretty unfortunate for Xander as well. Goes with the attach, though, and then pass. Okay. Quick ball here from Nathaniel. And grab Luminian. Has the option of Luminian. Has Serena. Can't knock out the Mew V. Goes for Stoutland, though, of course. Oh, then an Ultra Ball. Okay, continuing to thin. And now probably going to go for the Luminian. All right, Luminian grab. And of course, you always want to attach to the Mew as opposed to... you always want to attach to the Mew as opposed to the Genesect first, because if you attach to the Genesect first, then Nathaniel could guss up a different Genesect, and then you basically wasted an energy. But the energy on the Mew is always safe unless Nathaniel has Gus plus Charizard. But even if Nathaniel had Gus plus Charizard on this turn, Xander would probably be able to get to another double turbo and get the knockout. So I still think Xander's at the advantage here. Okay, goes for the KO. Has the... Nathaniel has the Charizard is still prized. Has the Luminian in hand. Mew VMAX to the active. I believe has a Mew V in the hand as well that can go to the bench. Or a Genesect now. Yes, it could go with the Genesect. Could play Judge. It's maybe a reason that like Nathaniel shouldn't have played. Well, I kind of like playing the Ultra Ball. Maybe not playing the Quick Ball though. 2 double turbos left. So I think this game is basically all wrapped up here for Xander. Has 2 double turbos left, so should be able to go... just needs to put another Mew V on the bench, and then should be able to go Technoblast, retreat Technoblast next turn, and then probably should play Judge this turn, because Nathaniel does have 1 Aurora left, I believe. Xander seeing the Speed Lightning and the Hiding should know it's like it should be Hiding, Speed Lightning for Aurora. Benches... It shouldn't matter if you bench Genesect here, I don't think. Genesect for 3. Maybe there's an argument to... maybe there's an argument here from Xander to... see, 4 cards left in the deck. There might be an argument here for Xander to leave a bench space open to be able to use Psychic Leap, though. So maybe shouldn't have benched that last Genesect. I could definitely see an argument for that. And then has the Judge. I think you do play the Judge here. I wouldn't play any more cards, though, as Xander. I'd probably just play the Judge. I don't like attaching the energy here, I don't think. Yeah, attaching the energy is... Although Xander like really wants to find a card here. I don't know what the card is. Oh, Path. Okay. I would have tried to find that after the Judge, though. Because now Xander only going to have 1 card in deck. I don't like Xander playing this. Yeah, I think Xander could have either benched the Mew V instead of the Genesect or just like stopped playing cards. You should have like drawn the cards after the Judge. Because if you Judge into the Path, then you can just like stop there. And if you don't Judge into the Path, then you can continue to draw cards. But now you're going to have a 1 card deck left as Xander. And it's possible, actually, there is. Now you could deck out a Xander because Nathaniel could send up. Or maybe he's just not even going to go ahead and... Okay, he's just going to go with the Technoblast then. Okay, this is fine, though. I like this. Still has the Judge, so we're still chilling here as Xander. And has an energy in hand. Oh, but there's the Vacuum. Gets rid of the Lugia. Luminion to go grab... Okay, Luminion to go grab Serena is going to go ahead and Serena up a Genesect. Xander does have a one double turbo in hand, so can retreat a Genesect. And Xander's always decking out first here, but could have, like I said, could have not benched. Like I said, and I think this actually was going to come back to bite Xander here. Could have not benched that Genesect. So Xander draws Manaphy. Now Xander needs to go... There's a 0-card hand here for Nathaniel, but Nathaniel does have one Serena left in deck. Xander has... But you don't want to play the Judge here as Xander because then you increase their odds of seeing the Serena. But you have to, because you have to... Yeah, otherwise you deck out. Was a double turbo first plus Judge. I don't think it matters here. Yeah, I think this is probably fine from Xander because it doesn't matter. If Nathaniel gets the Serena, then you lose. Yeah, if Nathaniel gets the Serena, you just lose. There's a pretty good chance of Nathaniel getting the Serena too. Nathaniel almost sees their whole deck here. Retreat to the Mew, and then if Xander had benched the Mew V instead, could have Psychic Leaped here. It had a boss as well. I think it had a boss and a Serena. Boss is up the Genesect, and then pass, and yeah, Xander doesn't have a way to move. So yeah, Xander scoops it up. Okay, so yeah, Xander could have, to play around that goofy scenario at the end, Xander could have, instead of benching this Genesect, could have benched Mew, and then that plays around like the goofy scenario at the end. So that's what Xander should have done, is you don't get bossed out of the game. It was also possible, does Xander have to put a second DTE on the Mew there? I don't even know if that was necessary. What attack did Xander? Xander must have used Technoblast, right? So you had to retreat Technoblast again. Yeah, Xander could have not, instead of benching Genesect there, could have played to bench the Mew and then had the Psychic Leap option. I also think Xander probably should have just gone Path Judge, or should have gone Judge and then hope to draw into the Path instead of like digging for the Path, playing the Path, not playing the Judge. Maybe. If you play the Judge, you give them a high odds of drawing into a Gust effect no matter what. But then they need like a... they have to get like multiple Gust effects, and they can't use Luminion unless they draw into a way to bump the Stadium, a way to get the Luminion. There was a lot of Gust effects left for Nathaniel. I believe there was 3. Serena, Boss. So yeah, definitely could have been played cleaner from Xander. It's a really wonky scenario that came up at the end that would be hard for Xander to predict in the moment that was going to happen. But I think on the turn that Xander puts the Path in play, I would have just judged aggressively because you know Nathaniel has... Yeah, you know that Nathaniel has Luminion in hand and hasn't played Pumpkaboo. So you know they already have one of the 2 pieces. So if you judge them, maybe you give them both pieces. If you don't judge them, maybe they don't have the Pumpkaboo. But if you judge them, you know for sure they have one of the pieces, so maybe reduce the chances of them having both pieces by playing the Judge. So I think Xander should have played Judge before just being aggressive with Path and then not playing Judge. And then also instead of benching Genesect, should have tried to bench a Mew. So probably should just open the turn by playing Judge, I think is what Xander should have done. Just being like, well, I know you have Luminion in your hand. I can't find the exact turn where this happened, to be honest, but it was back a bit. We're just going to go to... the next game now. I forgot that there's another game. I thought that was the whole series. There is only 11 minutes left in the series. Okay, let's take a look at these prize cards. 2 Lugia V, 2 Lugia V-Star, but Nathaniel does play 3 Lugia V-Star, if I am correct on that. Double Battle VIP Pass, not great for Xander, but will have the ability to potentially use Aerodactyl this game because it's not prized. Also, not having 2 Genesect is having 2 Genesect and not prized is also pretty nice. So yeah, a couple of nice things here for Xander compared to the last game. Heads on the Cramomatic, of course, going to go with the Battle VIP Pass. So there's not much time left in this game. So this actually bodes well for Nathaniel, because this could definitely lead to... like for Nathaniel, this is either going to be a win or a tie. And for Xander, this is either going to be a tie or a loss. So that's like advantage Nathaniel pretty much about. They're almost never getting to a game 3 here. Another heads on the cram, not bad. Yeah, they're almost never getting to a game 3 here. Or having a game 3 finish. So the Aerodactyl play here is available to Xander. Going to get Mew Aerodactyl, and then has the Oricorio in hand, I believe. So setting up pretty well to pull off the turn 2 Aerodactyl play. How much different do IRL games feel versus online? Pretty different. I actually didn't really realize how different they do feel until I actually went back and started playing IRL again, because it was a while. Attaches to Aerodactyl over everything else. Doesn't play the heavy ball, so definitely playing a little bit frantic here. Xander is definitely should have played still hasn't played the heavy ball. Maybe trying to keep it around for a Cram-O-Matic. I guess that's fair. I don't know. I think I would have valued the extra card draw there. I think there's a couple things Xander could have played out of that hand, though. But this is and I talked about this last time I was VOD reviewing games. You always want to play towards your goal of winning the match, right? Winning the match is more important than playing optimally. There's a balance to it. You theoretically want to be having every action you take be optimal, but if your goal is to win the match, depending on how much time is left, or even to get a tie in the match like Xander is here, playing faster, not thinking through your plays as much, or playing as optimally for the sake of having more turns potentially is worth the trade-off. So that's we'll probably see Xander make some mistakes in this game, some sequencing errors, stuff like that. I think the heavy ball should have been played. I couldn't fully see the hand, maybe just trying to hold on to it for a Cram-O-Matic potentially, but we'll probably see a little bit of that from Xander. But that's because Xander's all right, I need to play as many turns as possible, not play as optimally as possible. It's like a balance on I don't even know what you want to call it, on a sliding scale or whatever, between being time efficient / being aggressive. Okay, over to Nathaniel. Has a lot of cards in hand. Has an Ultra Ball. Probably doesn't need the Vacuum. I don't know why. Well, maybe wants the Vacuum for the Path to the Peak later. I guess that's, Xander could go turn 2 Path to the Peak, and you might want it for that. But Xander's thinking of turn 2 Aerodactyl, so I'm not sure how I feel about the Vacuum hold here. Has Yveltal in hand, has Guru, and then we see the Quick Ball here to go ahead and grab, I assume, a Luminion to get a draw supporter, and then has a Capture Energy. I would have liked to have seen Guru start off this turn, though, maybe. I don't know. I guess you could Guru after you Luminion, but I think I would have liked to have seen Guru be the initial thing used in this turn, because if you get a draw supporter... Oh, and goes for the Lugia. Okay, I don't like this play at all, I don't think, from Nathaniel. All right, no, takes it back. Okay, goes for Luminion. All right, goes for Lugia. All right. All right, goes for Lugia. Yeah, I don't like this. You have a dead hand here as Nathaniel now. I don't know why Nathaniel went for this. He's going to get down to double Lugia V, though, which is good, but still hasn't used Primate Wisdom. Should definitely be using Primate Wisdom before all of this. Nathaniel should have started their turn with Primate Wisdom. I think Nathaniel plays a 3/3 Lugia, so Nathaniel's about to see here that 2 of the Lugia Vs are prized, and probably going to settle for, I don't know, settle for something. Have to settle for a Dunsparce, or I don't even know what you'd get here. You want to get something, though, because Xander does play Escape Rope. I don't like the Charizard grab. If you get Escape Roped here, you don't want to lose Charizard. I guess you're never losing Charizard, though. If you get Escape Roped, you're more afraid of Xander using Aerodactyl. So I guess it's probably fine, to be honest. Has Yveltal Boss, Vacuum. Yeah, so this is a pretty bad sequence here from Nathaniel, to be honest. This is a pretty poor sequence here from Nathaniel. Didn't get the Luminion, so now has a dead hand. Yeah, pretty bad sequence here from Nathaniel. And should have opened up with Guru. The first thing I think Nathaniel should have done, the first thing Nathaniel should have done is Primate Wisdom. In that hand, I'm pretty sure the first thing every single time Nathaniel should do is Primate Wisdom. And yeah, Boss Up Genesect had the Luminion in the deck, so I'm sure Xander here is thinking oh, he prized Luminion. That's why he went with this play. So I'm sure Xander's thinking that Luminion's prized here, 100%. Unless because Nathaniel was thinking about taking Luminion. I don't know if Nathaniel maybe by accident flashed a Luminion to Xander, and then Xander's just confused as to what the heck is going on. Goes with a Boss on the Zard. Mew VMAX and pass, and Nathaniel is dead drawing. There's a Primate Wisdom into a Marnie. We got the Marnie there. Marnie is dead here for Nathaniel. And now did open up Xander's hand probably quite a bit here. Powerful on the Lugia, I like that, and then pass back over. So Xander has a couple different plays that they can make here. They could just go for the Gust knockout on the Lugia. Gotta send up the Guru here. Guru gets sent up. Mew for Xander. Quick Ball's away. The Power Tablet. I don't like that. I think Xander probably should have gone play double Power Tablet and then save the Quick Ball to thin out the hand going into the next Genesect. So I think it's a mistake there from Xander. Once again, like I said, Xander's going to be playing pretty fast. Unless Xander's going to keep this tablet, but no. Genesect for cards. Rotom Phone for 5. Looking for the Gust here. Definitely wants to be more aggressive in this situation. Xander does. So Xander wants to be pretty aggressive here and try and find a boss to just KO the Lugia. Doesn't want to go through the Aerodactyl route. It's like too slow. It's just, it effectively does the same thing to KO it as to use the Aerodactyl. Top. Check the rest of the hand. There's a Mew. There's a switch into a Mew. There's a tablet. Another Genesect. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a Cram. Cram comes down. And it is ahead, so we will see a Gust boss on the Lugia and knock it out. There is only 3 minutes left in the game. And this is why knowing the time is super important. Because actually, what ends up happening at the end of this game is Nathaniel will concede eventually. But Nathaniel shouldn't concede because there's no chance that Nathaniel wins game 3. Or there's very unlikely that Nathaniel wins game 3, right? Also, didn't use Primate Wisdom first. You take a basic out of the deck. No, you should definitely use Primate Wisdom first here because you're only looking for Gust effects, I think. So you're trying to switch up the top deck. Do I wear a watch when I play? Yeah. I'm not going to tell everyone to wear a watch and then not wear a watch. Yeah, so Nathaniel scoops here. You shouldn't scoop. I think maybe Xander would have had enough time to win the game, but you definitely shouldn't scoop here as Nathaniel. Because there's no chance. There's the chance that game 3 finishes. There's probably a higher chance that this game doesn't finish than game 3 finishes. Which means if this game's not going to finish, that's Nathaniel's out to victory. But now all that's going to happen into this third game is they're going to tie probably. Because there's like 2 minutes left. And if anyone's going to win, Xander's probably going to be the victor. Actually, it's not true. Lugia's pretty fast at drawing prize cards. I guess Nathaniel could win. Oh, and then it's just Raikou pass. Okay, sure. But yeah, I think the more likely outcome is that doesn't Cramp Tails. Yeah, I think the more likely outcome is that game 2 doesn't finish than game 3 finishes. So yeah, if I was Nathaniel there, I would have stuck out game 3, knowing you're probably gonna lose it. I think the higher chance there's a higher chance that one doesn't finish than this one does. All right, they go to time. So all Nathaniel needs is a basic Pokemon here. So Xander's turn 0. Currently doesn't have a basic Pokemon, though. So yeah, Xander only has 1 turn here. Thinking about keeping the Path to the Peak, but you lose if your opponent has a basic, so you should just Ultra Ball here as Xander. Like, so even if there's nothing Path is stopping, you should always Ultra Ball here. Plays the Ultra Ball. Probably should honestly grab 4th Genesect. Goes for a Mew. The 4th Genesect could be prized. You should probably go for 4th Genesect here. Because all you're looking for is to potentially be able to attack next turn. So you're trying to increase your odds of attacking next turn. You'll probably be able to get it with 3 Genesect as you have 2 more Genesect draws this turn. Xander should even like play double tablet this turn as well, to be honest. Like, you should just burn through your deck as much as possible. So basically what Xander's hoping for is that Nathaniel goes draw pass and you win. So there's no reason not to play the tablets as well because you only have 1 more turn here as Xander. Another quick ball. Yeah, you only have 1 more turn here as Xander. So if Nathaniel literally just has another basic Pokemon, the game just ties. They should do like a little round marker on this. They should put that on the stream somewhere. Like maybe by where they put the Lost Zone counter, they should put like turn 0, turn 1. Evolution Incense top deck. Yeah, there's a Pumpkaboo in hand. All right, so benches Pumpkaboo and pass, and then we're going to go ahead and get a tie here. There's no even reason to continue playing the game here as Nathaniel, to be honest. I mean, they could tie. I mean, you could have just passed as Nathaniel. That would have been fine. Yeah, I mean, you can also play it out. It's fine. Probably want to keep the vacuum. Like, if we're going to play out the game, you want to keep the vacuum because you could get passed next turn. Get your Lugia, bench it, and pass. Lugia, bench, pass over to Xander, and we end up in a tie. Yeah, game 1, Xander probably should have won game 1 if they had played a little bit better. Game 2, what happened in game 2? That was just yeah, game 2, Nathaniel should not have conceded and should have like made Xander win the game, because this was the likely outcome in game 3. Was that it just ties? The likely outcome in game 3 was that it was just going to be a tie. So yeah, Nathaniel should not have conceded game number 2. It was definitely a mistake on Nathaniel's part to concede game 2. Just like make Xander win the game, and if Xander has the win, then okay. But there's a chance that Xander doesn't win before you before time and turn, so then you get the win in the end. Definitely shouldn't have conceded. Yeah, so they're playing through it. It doesn't matter here though. They're gonna end up tying anyways. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip ahead in this one. They're playing through every single turn. Okay. Good to know. All right, and it ends up in a tie. All right.